Back in the garage, back in the garage, in the garage, in the garage, back in the garage today, back in the garage, back in the garage today. What's going on, guys? Back in the garage today, getting ready to install a new seat cover on Noah's KTM 65 race bike. This is the current seat cover. No, I did not do a very good job of cleaning it. I didn't clean it at all. Part of the reason we are replacing it, this one, you may not be able to tell, is actually purple. It is not going to match the new graphics we got in last week from 343 Graphics, so I want to put a new seat cover on. Also, it is starting to tear here on the back, so it's time for a new one anyway. Now, in order to install a new seat cover, you're going to need a few tools. You're going to need a flat blade screwdriver. I prefer to use this smaller one. It works great on these size staples. You're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers. You may need a pair of scissors when it comes to trimming up the new one, and you're also going to need a staple gun. This is my brand new pneumatic staple gun that I can hook up to my air compressor. I do have a couple of the manual ones, and that's what I've used in the past, but in some of these ridges and stuff, it can be a little bit more difficult to get it held in place and get it snapped, so we're going to go power today. Now, the first thing you're going to do is start to pop these staples out. Now, this is the most tedious part of the job. Basically, with the way I like to do it is get your screwdriver down in there, get them popped up out, and after I get a few of them done, then I just take my needle nose pliers and pull them out of the seat pan. We've got quite a few of them on this seat, so I'm going to get started. So one other quick tip, if you have one of these little magnetic part bolt holders, it's not a bad idea to have on here. You can throw all your staples in there so you don't have to worry about them hitting the floor, and then when you get done, just clean that out. So let me get to this part. Just one real quick tip, when it comes to pulling these staples out, I've found that if you kind of roll your pliers in the direction you want to pull it out as opposed to just trying to pull it straight up out of there, they come out just a little bit easier that way. Alright, so I think I got the bulk of them out. There are going to be some that maybe break when you're going to pop them out with the screwdriver, so you're going to have to take a look at those. Missed one here. Really all we want to do is just work this cover off of the seat pan. Now, specifically on this seat, there's a holder back here. This is how it, this piece here is how the seat affixes to the bike. So I'm going to have to pull the back side of it off with probably a screwdriver, and then it'll allow the seat cover the rest of the way off. Now, just so you can see it up close, this is what I was talking about, where you'll have some that break. We're just going to pull those out, make sure you go all the way around the seat pan, make sure you got every last staple out of there. Alright, so obviously I have changed clothes because we're a couple days later. The new staple gun that I just bought, actually the spring was broken in it, so I went back and exchanged it yesterday. Now we're ready to get back to working on this seat cover. So the first thing we want to do is take our new seat cover and get it pulled down over the nose. Obviously you want to make sure everything is lined up and it's centered. Then we're going to put a couple of staples in up here to hold it in place. Alright, so now that we've got a couple holding in the front, we're going to pull this back over the rear of the seat. Go ahead and get a few in on this as well. Same sort of deal, we just want to make sure it is properly aligned back here where we want it. And then we're just going to get a couple of staples in to hold temporarily. Alright, so now that we've got the front and the back of it done, the next thing we're going to do is pull it down on the sides. Again, we want to make sure these two stripes are lined up where we want them. And we're just going to pull it around underneath here and get a couple of staples in, and then we'll work our way around. The tighter we pull this, the better chance of getting all the wrinkles out of it so it looks factory. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Now we're just going to work our way around, get everything pulled down nice and tight. We're going to go around maybe about every inch or so. We'll put a staple in. You don't need a ton to hold it on here. Basically what we've got on here right now will pretty much hold it. The additional ones we're going to put in are really just going to work out the rest of these wrinkles to make sure this thing's laying nice and tight down on the seat foam. Now, one thing you might want to do is back here where we have these ridges, that's why you have your scissors. You can cut out around these so that's not going to be rubbing on there, and you get a better fitment back onto the bike. Anywhere you've got access or excess, you can trim that kind of stuff off. there we have it. Looks pretty good. Now the one thing we have left to do, you'll remember there's a screw that goes down through here. So I'm gonna get either a punch or something to go up through the seat, and we're gonna have to cut that out a little bit to make sure we can get this back on, because this is how it affixes to the bike. But looking pretty good so far. You notice we've got no wrinkles. Everything is lined up pretty well. Good looking seat cover. All right, so I've got the little screw installed back in the seat so we can affix it to the bike. I think it turned out looking great. It's not a very difficult job. I know a lot of people get worried about, oh, how do I keep the wrinkles out? If you follow the steps I went over, your seat cover should turn out looking just as good as this one, and I think this one looks great. Moto Seat makes some awesome looking seat covers. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna show it to you on the bike quite yet, because probably later today I'm gonna do the graphics on it, so I wanna reveal it all at the same time, so look for that video coming up soon. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button, because if you like motorcycles, well, this is the place to be. If you have any questions about anything I went over in today's video, be it installing the seat cover or any of the tools, which, by the way, this thing is awesome, way better than the old manual staple guns I used to use. Let me know those down in the comment section below, and as always, I'll talk to you again soon.